my second week on the job, actually in St. Louis. Venture Cafe staff hosted a sort of group think session with a number of educators from various spaces in the area to really think about, like, you know, the role education, high quality education had in the future of the St. Louis region. Travis came to me and he said, Halliday, like, how do we get more educators plugged in to this platform? How do we make sure that Venture Cafe is living its mission and really bringing together all these sectors and all these personalities of influence that are so critical to St. Louis? What came from that is embedding 14 different educators in startup ventures over the summertime, and that was 4 days a week. And then on the fifth day, actually providing them the professional development they needed to actually translate what they were experiencing every day in these really high-octane environments into robust learning modules for their children for when they return to school in the fall. And so we designed that, and we just did it. We said, you know, what if, why not, and what now? What keeps bringing me back is that there is a youthfulness to this place that speaks to like infinite possibility, right? And this youthfulness is not, it's not about age, it's not about demographics, it's not about, you know, what you do on your 9 to 5, it's not about economics, it's literally about how do we get to yes for a greater St. Louis.
About 2 years ago, I was looking for ways to get my students excited about reading, and I wanted them to read about successful teens who are their age who are doing positive things. So I found Maya Penn and Mosiah Bridges, and they both were teen entrepreneurs who had started their own businesses and were really successful. So my students started reading about their businesses, and we were dissecting what they did, why the businesses were successful, and then it led me to do an entrepreneurship project in my class. I actually had a meeting with Mr. Hardy, our Chief Academic Officer. He introduced me to Kari. And so I came and I talked to Kari, and it was really cool because she was telling me about a panel that was coming up about entrepreneurship. And when I came here, I was just in shock because there were so many people who were already thinking about the same things that I was thinking about. I decided to weave in college and career readiness and entrepreneurship into the summer program that we were doing at Carr Lane. And so it was my second year as a school director. I knew that we had all these advisory classes, so I decided to have students focus on a business idea to solve a problem that they had in their community or to just make St. Louis better in general. And so they were coming up with ideas to solve homelessness, to prevent crime by giving students different ways to have different experiences after school. And so at the end, actually, there was a campaign where students created like their own buttons to make sure that people understood the homelessness campaign, and they really were creative. So after I met with Kari and after I saw the panel, it was really cool for me to inspire students to use skills that they already had to solve problems that we had in our community and to make the community a better place. If not for Venture Cafe, I wouldn't be on this mission to make the entrepreneurship space more equitable across lines of race, difference, and socioeconomic status for my students.